The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. And in addition, Business Buzz is brought to you this morning with the kind compliments of Digital Business. Visit digitalbusiness.com.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Business Buzz. It's a pleasure to be in the studio. If you're driving on the roads, please be careful. It's a nice, cool Tuesday morning. We had a nice, cool overnight low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And that way we can turn the AC down. Good morning. And once again, we bring you another big Business Buzz here on Radio Cayman. And today's discussion will be centered around localmarket.ky and Resilience Cayman as we learn more about these organizations. Our first guest in the studio this morning is Miss Patricia Patino-Langford. She's the Director of Media Relations at Local Market. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. Can I call you Trish?
Thank you. Yes, you may. Thank
Trish.
you so much for having me back. I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, Susan had it all lined up, and we did promise you last year that we'll get you back as soon as possible in the studio.
Yes, and I appreciate that. It was pretty quick, but it's nice. I've had a lot of really nice response from people and people asking questions, so it's nice to come back on the radio and try to address some of those questions.
Well, we enjoy having you back in the studio.
I've got my long sleeves on this morning.
Yes,
it was chilly.
It was just a bit chilly. Patricia, for those who missed your last visit to the studio, we can recap or we can go back over the whole thing. But tell us briefly about what Resilience Cayman is all about.
Well, Resilience is actually a volunteer-run initiative, and what we're trying to do is empower the local community to be more sustainable and more successful in many different ways. So we've got food support, we have financial literacy, we have a youth internship, and we also have a local market and farmers program as far as growing fresh produce, because we do want people to really focus on eating better, being more sustainable, and being more financially sustainable as well. So we're on this mission to be a support system for all residents of Cayman through these local initiatives, and our programs encourage the self-empowerment of our Cayman society.
We appreciate that, and we appreciate all the hard work that you do. And tell you what, we want to know how Resilience Cayman is funded.
It's actually funded by donations and local grants from local businesses. People are incredibly generous. We've had, such a tough time last year. So many people out of work. We're still being impacted by the lack of tourism. And it's not just the tourism market. I mean, everything sort of trickles down from that as well, or trickles up. And so many people are impacted. So many people are struggling. We're kind of all in the same boat. And if we don't look around and realize it and try to help each other, I mean, where are we going to go? So it's been really wonderful. This whole initiative started when the lockdown happened, and people were having a little trouble having access to food, and it was wonderful because Resilience started, and immediately they started with food, meals, like some other charities, which has been so wonderful to step forward and help, but also producing food vouchers for people. And then came this idea of, why don't we help the local farmers grow more so that we can have local produce for people to have access to? And then how do we get that to the people and deliver it? So that's kind of how we started, and then how we're kind of moving forward. We kind of take a look back and see how we've impacted the community and what we can do to adjust and move forward.
And you're a pretty new company. You started in November last year.
Yes, actually, the whole thing started in April, and then we partnered with the Chamber of Commerce, who was so wonderful to take us in and help give us a home until we were able to establish our own. Obviously, the government was in lockdown at the time that we were trying to get forward, and so the Chamber of Commerce was just wonderful and stepped in and helped us till we could create our own platform and our own nonprofit. And so we have done so since November. And then the last 3 months, we have really, really focused on how much we can get done and help the community. And I have a few of the initiatives that we have funded, and I'd love to talk to you a little bit about, what we've accomplished.
Okay, but I just want to ask you, what was the feedback like since your last visit in the studio?
It's actually really quite good. I ran into quite a few people I knew, and some people I didn't know but knew through family. And the comments were quite positive. They were very happy that there was an organization such as Resilience that is focused on helping the community and helping us help each other. And it was great. Lovely, lovely comments.
Did you see an increase of folks who needed assistance from Resilience?
Yes, and that's one of the things when I was in the studio here in November, we were really focused on trying to get people to step forward and sign up for some of the programs that we have. And, that's always the most difficult thing, is getting the word out. So I appreciate Radio Cayman allowing me to come on and speak about these programs that we have. So, sometimes it's difficult to give away money, but, I think the thing is that people just don't know the resources are out there. But also, people need to realize that when you do step into a program like this, we do need information from you. We do need people to follow up. So we do have that info@resilience.ky that people can email and ask us questions. You did ask me the last time about a phone number. Yes. And we try not to use the phone number only because we don't man it all the time. We do have people there, but because we're a volunteer organization, we can't guarantee how quickly we can get back. Emails are best. But I do have a phone number for you.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, exactly this time. So let me give that to you. That is obviously 345-333-1010, 1010.
That's easy to remember. 333-1010.
Yes, so we decided to kind of push that number a bit, only because people, as you mentioned, and that's why it's good to have feedback, may not have access to a computer, and they can call and at least figure out how to get started. But we do need people to, go online and look at our resources, look at what we have, and see how we can help you. So the grant program was actually for the utility relief, was very positive. And, we're really, really happy to do that, and we want to continue to do that. So we actually have requested more funds, and we are waiting to hear back whether, what will be answered. There's definitely a need in the community. Being on here was wonderful because people started asking, well, what about my water bill? Is it just CUC? Can they help with my other bills? Yeah. And so we're trying to do that. We're going to see what we can do and maybe be able to, go back to possibly just the food voucher program, gift cards to local grocery stores, etc. So we're looking at all of that. So if you do need help, let us know. Let us know what we can do to help you.
So I'm excited to hear about some of those new programs you have that you've been taking on.
Absolutely. So we talked about the utility relief, and that one I wanted to talk about, that we had CI $376,000 in funds allocated, and we provided financial support for individual families and people to cover their CUC costs and avoid disconnection, because obviously disconnection is immediate. That's an immediate need. Just like food shortage, meals were immediate need. So food vouchers were put forward. And so during that time, we supplied 13,800 meals that were served. Wow. And we're really, really proud of that. And then in food vouchers, 2,530 families received food vouchers. So this is not a little tiny effort. This is actually a bigger effort than you can even imagine, trying to coordinate all that and get this help out to people. But it's really, sort of a monthly supermarket gift certificate to just cover some very basic necessities. And like I said, there are a lot of people in need. So we had over a total of 231 utility relief grants, and those were allocated in our first few months of operation. So I feel like we have been quite successful.
I'm happy to have this update, Trish. It's amazing what you've been doing in such a short time, and we, like I said before, we appreciate it. Now, some of those, you have financial support, financial coaching, youth leadership, and a local market. Now, let's touch on financial coaching a little bit. Tell us about the financial coaching program And does Resilience came and provide any type of budgeting tools and skills training for individuals and families?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I wanted to come back in January, because in February, beginning of the year, because you kind of focus on what are my New Year's resolutions, what am I going to do better this year? And coming out of last year, what can we do to affect our own futures going forward? Mm-hmm. So some of those things are, people looking at their own finances. How do I make better use of what I have? So we created some financial budgeting tools that people can go online and use. There's some wonderful programs that have been put together by financial professionals to help people. And if you need more help, we actually have people who can help tutor you. So you can go online to resilience.ky and look under the financial coaching, and there are videos and things that you can click on for those financial tools. And some of also, what you may be thinking is, well, what else can I do? What's the next step? Can I start my own business? We really want to encourage this entrepreneurship of people. So, we're looking at, that's why, local market became so important, because if you have a small product or a business and you want to promote it, you may not have the finances, you may not have the website to promote this. So then local market came into mind. Mm-hmm. Initially, like I said, just by getting fresh produce from farmers to people, we still have that. We're so proud of it, and we're trying to expand that every day. But then other products. As I'd mentioned before, we have health and beauty products and so many things that are produced here that we can basically be, like, I hate to keep saying, like an Amazon type business, but it's that platform is what people recognize. It's an online shopping marketplace. And you can shop in your jammies and with your coffee in the morning, or your glass of wine.
Shop without your jammies.
Or without your jammies, I guess. And you can, who's watching? We hope. You could go online, order, and we'll deliver it within 2 to 5 business days. Like I said, it can be very, very quick if it's just a local vendor that we can get to very quickly. And that's been positive. We do need more vendors online. And the first thing that happened after I was on the radio the first time, people started asking me, hey, can I come on? I don't have 100% Caymanian-made products, but some of my products that I make here locally, I also have to include products that I bring in. And so we started looking at that. So that kind of, due to all the requests, we sort of opened that door a little bit wider. And we'd like to encourage as many vendors as we can to come forward and use our platform. I mean, it's something that has cost so much money. It's probably about at least a $15,000 investment if you were to try to create a platform like this, or more.
How many vendors do you have right now?
Well, we still have about the original 12 that we have. We have about 15 to 20, and we're adding more every day. And
you're growing.
We are growing. We are growing, and we want to see that more. We want to see people who, like I said, want to put their products online. And, some people just use some local social media marketing, but we can take that one step further. So we can put your presence out there. We can actually maintain your online store. Think about what that would cost. That costs thousands of dollars to set up your online store. We'll do that for you.
And is it free or just a minimal charge?
It's a minimal charge. Okay. So if you think about what it would cost you to have your own cart, your checkout cart, and payment processing, it's actually quite expensive. Most of them, just to have your cart, it's going to be, or maintaining your website, it's like $200 a month or more. So having the ability to take credit cards, the payment processing gateway, another expense, having all the encryption that is needed to make it a safe site is
especially
expensive.
For payments.
For payment gateways is very, very expensive. So we're doing all of this for you. So what we've done is we were doing different percentages. We found out what works is about $50 a month, and that is to maintain your site. If you come to us now, there's no setup fees at all. And we'd like to keep that open as long as possible for the next month or so. We'll try to get in as many people as we can. And then what we're taking is for just the processing fees and the administrative fees, there's a 10% on the purchases, on the sale. So very, very minimal. We actually just pared it all the way down as much as we can, taking suggestions from people and looking at their budgets. So how do we just, cover our costs for it, but really put everything and every tool into the hands of local people for that entrepreneurship and get their business going?
I'm so excited. Every time I hear about this program, I'm excited. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Anita Can. With me this morning in the studio is Miss Patricia Patino Langford, and she is representing Resilience Cayman. When we come back, we'll speak to her about the benefits on being on local market. Especially, we're going to focus on local market a bit more. We take a break. Want to thank our sponsors, Digicel, Cayman Medical Supplies, and Cayman Insurance Center.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
James Alexander Bernard, JP. James Bernard was affectionately known as Mr. Mercy to his family and friends. Some people called him Papa Jim. He was married to the former Mary M. Dixon and had one son, James L. Bernard. Like most Caymanian men of his era, he went to sea as a young man. He eventually became an accomplished cook. He also worked in the gold mines of Nicaragua. After retiring from sea, he farmed and is best remembered for being a butcher. He was a justice of the peace and a vestryman.
As we ride the hamster wheel, scampering along the treadmill of living, we try to reset to this new normal, this new life. Where getting away is staying right here. Where vacation is staycation, staying safe. Where focus is surviving minutes, hours, days of anxiety. Step away and say hello to the latest exhibition of the National Gallery. Say hello to Alchemy by Cayman's premier sculptor, native son Horacio Esteban. Lose yourself in moments of geology meeting history, meeting botany, meeting zoology, meeting art. Where Caymanite and coral and unearthed cedar of thousands of years strike a pose in art. Bring your family. Leave your stress at the doors. Wellness, renewal, mental peppermint. Alchemy at the National Gallery, supported by Rotary Central Community Service. Rotary opens opportunities.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
How can you take your business from good to great and thrive in the new normal? By finding the smartest, most powerful IT solutions to optimize your business operations. And now, Digicel Business Hub is making it simple for you. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Everything your business needs to level up in the new normal. Get world-class IT for your business with Digicel Business Hub. Sign up today. Call us on 623-3444 or visit our website, digicelbusiness.com.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And and we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Learn about UCCI's IT Academy training programs, certifications, and the UCCI Cisco NetAcad Scholarship. More than 15 scholarships are available to new IT Academy students. Join UCCI's IT Academy informational session to learn how you can start a career in IT or further your intermediate skills and all about the scholarship. It's happening tonight, Tuesday, February 2nd from 6 until 7:30 p.m. at UCCI. You can visit www.ucciedu.ky to learn more. Or to directly apply to the scholarship, visit www.ucci.edu.ky/Cisco NetAcad Scholarship.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
It's 9 minutes until 8 o'clock. Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. Our guest in the studio this morning is Ms. Patricia Patino Langford. She's a director of media relations at Resilience.ky. Trish, we've had her several times in the studio, so we call her Trish.
Yes.
She's just, to myself and Susan,
whatever's easy.
She's Trish. Trish, we're speaking about Resilience Cayman and how Resilience Cayman, the lineup of programs, how does local market fit into that scheme of things?
Thank you for asking. So we have these 4 pillars of programs that we have for our initiatives. And so it's one of the 4 pillars under Resilience. If you go on our website and look at resilience.ky, you can see it. We have financial support, as we were talking about earlier, through meals, vouchers, etc.
Correct.
We have the financial coaching, which we ask you to do if you're going to apply for the funds that we have. And also, if they're available for people who just want the financial coaching. We've already spent all the money to put it there. We want you to come on and use it. I mean, how many times do people say, just use this, just use what we have? So that's what it's there for. And then we have the youth programs, and I'm really excited. We'll talk about that in a minute, but youth leadership. So we're trying to make sure that more students that are wanting that sort of entrepreneurship idea and trying to get to work, with a company, that they're able to do that. So that's something we can talk about. And then local market, which is a pillar all on its own to support local people, local markets, delivering it to you.
Local artisans. Now, what is one of the benefits or some of the benefits of being on local market as a vendor?
So great. So yes, as we spoke earlier, we're looking for more vendors, and there are so many benefits. So just like I said, the fact that the platform itself would be at least $15,000 to create. So we've already done that for you. You don't have to do that. There's zero administrative costs as far as when we manage our technology. So we do all of it. We take care of the ordering process for customers, so you don't have to handle the calls all day to sell your products. When you have a store with us, your store is open 24/7.
That's right.
So, you can sleep and not worry that the calls are coming in and being taken care of. There's prepaid purchases that you can take advantage. Beside the fact that we have the gateway, like I said, for payment processing that a lot of small business cannot afford, we can actually pre-sell your products weeks in advance. And so that helps put more money in your pocket quicker. The payment management that I was talking about, we can obtain customer payments online, so you don't have to wait for customers to take cash out from the bank. The payment is directly deposited into your bank account upon the completion of delivery to the buyer. So we're taking care of that for you as well. There's planned delivery dates. We'll work with you so we can work it into your schedule that you could deliver your products on your timeline, but again, getting them to the customers as quickly as possible so they're not waiting for them. There's zero cost marketing for your business.
That is
That
amazing.
is the key.
And
That's
here you
the
are
key.
promoting them as well from this
right.
end.
Here
So,
I am on the
yeah.
radio saying, go online. You know, I'm going to try everything I can to get the word out. And so newspapers, radio, whatever it takes. So I'm doing this for you. And then the platform itself, go online and look at it. Localmarket.ky. Go look. It's beautiful.
It is.
I just had
I
someone
love
else
to look
look
at
at
the
it. It was
website.
fabulous.
Yeah.
There's so many things under there. There's services, there's recipes, there's all sorts of things besides just the products that you can look at. So we will create your own online store that you can present your products. You can set your own pricing and your product availability. It's better to let people know up front everything. So if you want to order something, they say, well, that's going to take 2 weeks to get. Let them know that. I'm very patient for something. If something I really want and I got to wait 2 weeks for it and I know that, so be it. But if it's something I can get immediately, that's fantastic. You could put that all on your little store site. And then customers can order directly from your digital store. I mean, how much better is that? And then, you know, our idea is to really support Caymanian workers. So we have Caymanian college interns, and I was talking about the youth internship program a while ago, that work with Resilience Cayman to operate and manage your digital store and local market. We have a phenomenal girl right now that I was on a Zoom call with, and she's amazing. She has set up so many things. She does all the footwork to set things up. And, I mean, how many times do you have people behind you like that are going to run around and make it all happen?
That's right. Now, what sort of delivery service do you have?
We do have delivery. I have talked to a couple of vendors who have their own delivery, so that's great. That kind of helps us as well. But we have a delivery service, and so there's a $5 fee per vendor for whatever you order, but then it's a maximum. It's on a sliding scale, so if you order everything from one vendor, it's $5. That's incredibly inexpensive because they may have to go all the way to East End, pick it up, come back.
Cheaper than buying gas.
Exactly. And, you know, if you have 2 vendors, it's like $8. 3 vendors, the most is like $12. So it's very, very inexpensive when you think about what it costs for you to take your car and drive all around or get a taxi, et cetera, to go get something. So very reasonable.
How can let's go back to that phone number again, Trish. We just love knowing that you have that number.
Well, I still want people to look at, you know, info at resilience.ky, and I just wanted to spell that too. Resilience is RESILIENCE. So resilience, like being very resilient, which as Caymanians we are. So info at resilience.ky. And our number is 345-333-1010. So that's very, very easy.
Okay, before we let you go, Trish, how can someone donate to Resilience Cayman?
So just go online to resilience.ky. And you can, if there's a button that says donate, and we'd love for you to do that because we really want to continue to help people. And I did want to say one more thing before I forget. I'm looking at my notes, but it's so easy to sign up. You can see it says vendors sign up right on there. Just push the button on local market and sign up. We do need licensed businesses, so it's so easy right now. I went on the site for the government. So wonderful. They're encouraging local entrepreneurship. Very easy to sign up for a micro business. So just get your licensing done. And it's a very quick process for us to set you up in business.
And we have lots of occasions coming up. You had Valentine's coming up,
yes.
Mother's Day, Father's Day, and the whole about throughout the year.
Yeah, so look online. Okay. We're going to have different programs for each of these sort of holidays and shopping events. But go online if you're not sure what to buy a gift card.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Gift cards are adorable. Just get a gift card and send to somebody, and then it promotes local business. They can go on and you know, choose what they'd like for themselves. So,
Tricia, it's wonderful to have you in the studio. We'll have to have you back.
Oh, you know what? This is great. We ran out of time, so I want to come back and talk about youth and youth leadership. So we could do something completely on that, and then upcoming programs.
And then you'll give us another update on how this program is working.
Correct.
So, folks, make sure you reach out and utilize the services.
Please do. Use us. Like I said, use us.
Use Resilience Cayman. Thank you so much, Trish. We'll love to have you back.
Thank you so much.
All the best as you continue all this great work for the folks right here in the Cayman Islands. We do appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Anita.
And we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. Digicel Business just came on board. Check them out on digicelbusiness.com. Also, Cayman Medical Supplies and Cayman Insurance Center. We're going to take a time check, news break, and when we come back, our second segment on the Business Buzz on this Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time by Foster's is 7:59.
New Year healthy options live at Foster's.
When you need lunch on the go, head to the Fresh Salad Bar at all Foster's locations. Or if you're looking for a vegan meal, check out our new vegan hot bar at Foster's Camana Bay.
Replace that sugary drink with a locally brewed kombucha full of vitamins B, C, and antioxidants. Or get it on tap at our Camana Bay store.
And to help you whilst you're shopping, look out for the organic and all-natural signs in store.
For more healthy tips, follow us at Foster's K-Man on Facebook and Instagram. Foster's, better because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 30th of June 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpensions.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cayman's regiment gets a boost to its training program this month. His Excellency the Governor Martin Roper spoke Monday morning with the commanding officer of the United Kingdom Ministry of Defense training team who arrived in Cayman on RAF aircraft. Once the 14-strong team complete their quarantine, they'll be training the next group of 50 recruits for the Cayman Islands Regiment. That will bring Cayman to 110 trained officers and reservists, which the governor says will, quote, greatly increase our disaster relief resilience and capacity. Also on the flight were uniforms and kits paid for by the UK as part of its commitment to support the establishment of the regiment. 5 applicants are invited to speak at tomorrow's Central Planning Authority Board meeting. At 10:30, a representative from Island Drafting will be speaking to the board on their application for apartments on Meadowlark Road off Spots Newlands. There is an objector to the half-acre project, which, if approved, would include 3 units. This will be followed by an application for a duplex on Star and East Drive in Savannah, which has no objectors. At 1:30 p.m., the board will hear from a rep at GMJ Home Plans Limited as they lobby for an after-the-fact carport and shed at a property on the corner of Canary Lane and Finch Drive. Again, no objections. The board will then hear the pitch from NWPR Group Limited on their application for a 4-story, 30-apartment development, which will include a cafe, 2 houses, and ancillary features along Northwest Point Road in West Bay. There are multiple objections to this 1.4-acre property development. Also on Wednesday, the board will be dealing with an appeal against the issuance of an enforcement notice for a property on South Sound Road. Tomorrow's meeting will be online and is open to the public. You can find the agenda online at planning.ky. After the massive success at January's Family Fun Day at the Botanic Park, the general manager, John Laura, says the Children's Garden will be formally open to the public soon.
Just to let everyone know, the Children's Garden is still undergoing continued development, and only the bird's nest will be available for visits by everybody on the weekends. The splash pad and observation tower we hope to have fully accessible to everybody at some point in March. So thanks again. Hope to see everybody out at the Botanic Park enjoying everything else we have here.
The Family Day saw thousands of people walk through the park throughout the day, taking advantage of the opportunity to preview the upcoming attractions. For more information, head to botanic-park.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Russian police have detained more than 200 people near a court in Moscow that's considering whether to jail the Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny. Correspondents say more mass protests are likely if the court orders him to serve a 3.5-year sentence that was suspended in 2014. The world's largest vaccine producer, India's Serum Institute, says it's willing and able to supply the European Union with AstraZeneca jabs. The head of the institute told the BBC that changes in regulation would be needed. The EU has suffered production shortfalls. Myanmar's new military rulers appear to have closed the country's airspace to the outside world. One report said all flights to and from Myanmar had been stopped until May following Monday's coup. Some of the country's former civilian leaders are being released from detention. The United Nations says child trafficking has tripled over the past 15 years. A report from the UN Office on Drugs and Crime says the pandemic is likely to worsen the trend, with millions of people out of work and children unable to attend school. The oil giant BP has announced an annual loss of over $5 billion for last year, its first in a decade. The company's fourth quarter profits plummeted 96% as the pandemic took a heavy toll on energy demand. Amnesty International says security forces in Angola have shot dead at least 10 separatist protesters in the northeast of the country. The Rice Group said the killings began on Saturday in the diamond mining town of Kufunfu. Twitter says a post by the Turkish Interior Minister violates its rules on hateful conduct. Süleyman Soylu's tweet described 4 LGBT students as deviants. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. We have an all-in expense ratio of less than 1%, over 20,000 members, and $490 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or require further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
How can you take your business from good to great and thrive in the new normal? By finding the smartest, most powerful IT solutions to optimize your business operations. And now, Digicel Business Hub is making it simple for you. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Everything your business needs to level up in the new normal. Get world-class IT for your business with Digicel Business Hub. Sign up today. Call us on 623-3444 or visit our website, digicelbusiness.com.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Change your thinking, change your life. Developing winning habits is a blueprint for living a better life.
As Stephen Covey said in his best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny.
Change your thinking, change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Hey, pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 74 degrees. Relative humidity is 62%. The barometric pressure is 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is out of the north at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 72 degrees. Synopsis indicate fresh winds and rough seas are expected over the next 24 hours as a cold front currently extending just east of the Cayman Islands moves further east of the area today. Radar images show scattered showers extending east to southeast of the Cayman Islands and moving towards the east. Now the forecast for today and tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the upper 70s today and will fall to the upper 60s tonight. It will be a cool night tonight. Winds will be northerly at 15 to 20 knots and seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should exercise caution over open waters, especially along the north and west coast. The next high tide will be this afternoon at 12:48, low tide tonight at 7:40. The sun will set this evening at 6:18 and will rise tomorrow morning at 7. And the outlook is calling for moderate to fresh northerly winds and moderate seas from Wednesday morning.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look what's happening on our roads. Traffic is extremely heavy coming from the east on Shamrock Road and the Linford Pearson Highway. A lot of patience needed this morning as you're heading down to Georgetown. Delays expected. Coming off of Linford Pearson Highway on Agnes Way, traffic also busy. And steady traffic off of Bobby Thompson Way. And traffic is moving on moderately on North Sound Road. Huldah Avenue, steady but flowing traffic. And traffic is flowing at a good pace on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive and Edward Street. And traffic flowing at a good pace on Shedden Road. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, moderate flow of traffic. And steady traffic on Cool Road, some sections moderate. And the usual traffic flow on Walker's Road coming from the school area. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and click it or ticket.
It's the return of the Sub of the Day. Come into any Subway location and order the 6-inch Sub of the Day for only $3.50. Or get the full meal for just $6.
Wow, a meal in Cayman for only $6?
Yes, and it's never been easier to get your favorites from Subway. Just stop in, message WhatsApp at 929-4658, order online, or use Let's Eat or the Bento app. Check out their Facebook or Instagram for the latest store hours. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
How can you take your business from good to great and thrive in the new normal by finding the smartest, most powerful IT solutions to optimize your business operations. And now, Digicel Business Hub is making it simple for you. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Everything your business needs to level up in the new normal. Get world-class IT for your business with Digicel Business Hub. Sign up today. Call us on 623-3444 or visit our website, digicelbusiness.com.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you, Susan. I almost missed my cue again. Always chatting. Want to say good morning and welcome to two lovely young ladies. And we'll be talking about recruiting for the workplace. We're indeed, it's a pleasure to have in the studio reps from the agency. And we have this morning Chelsea Flynn and Vanessa Gowan. Both of you are recruitment managers at the agency. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, we want to have the scoop this morning. We would like to have the scoop. Now, the agency. Can you give us some background on the agency and how it all started?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and that is the voice of Chelsea Flynn.
Hi. So we are a specialist recruitment consultancy based here on Ireland, and our focus is specifically on recruitment only for the local market. So we focus on the professional services space, and we place local candidates into local companies. In a nutshell, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And that came from Vanessa.
That's my contribution.
That's not your contribution. You just got started. And before I go any further, thank you for the coffee.
You're very welcome.
From the lovely Bluestone Lane.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm off regular, but I'm on decaf. But this morning, I need a little help.
Yeah.
Now, the agency, the culture of the agency and the main goals.
Yeah. So we founded the agency specifically to service a need that we saw. So all three of the co-founders actually worked at different agencies in the past, and we saw a genuine need for something new, for change, for positive disruption, and we came together. Positive disruption.
I like that.
We came to disrupt the Cayman market in a positive way, and we really genuinely wanted to make a difference. You know, as I said, we worked for previous agencies before. They were doing some fantastic things, but we saw a niche in the market to do it even better, in all respects. But the main focus and the main drive for us, as recruitment managers and co-founders of the agency, has and always will be to place local people into jobs and, you know, boost the local labour force. So in terms of our culture, you know, we came out guns blazing, I would say. You've seen our website,
yes.
You've seen our social media.
I love the website.
Yes, and you know, our culture is very forward-thinking in every single aspect, whether that is how we're utilising social media to really get that message out there, or our approach to every other aspect of how we conduct business, you know, in the level of service we're providing to our clients, in the, you know, market info and knowledge that we're providing to our candidates. That was our goal, and that has been our mission from day one, would you say?
Vanessa,
you've covered it all.
We can go home now, right? No, not yet. Chelsea and Vanessa, you're both recruitment managers, but you're also co-founders of the agency. What brought you two together?
Well, we had actually previously worked on Ireland for many years.
We were competitors.
And as Chelsea had touched on there, the agency was very much a meeting of minds, really, of where we wanted to kind of come together with our differing expertise, learn from working at different businesses, not just on Ireland, and bringing all of that together to try and create something different and getting the best out of everything. And really what we saw was the focus locally, and there was a demand there, and there's so much happening on island. We're not interested in focusing on international and, spreading ourselves very thinly. So that has been part of our mission since the very start, is really honing in. So that's both with all the local candidates and all the talent that goes across the board from very junior all the way up, to the clients, of course, trying to work with as many businesses on island as possible.
When did you get started?
2018 initially. Before we even had an office, we were coffee shop hopping with our laptops. And, the beauty of the agency, yes, you could say in some respects we're kind of the newbies on the block. We've not been on island established for 10, 20 years, but I really don't think we needed to be. I think people were ready for it was very much a welcome change. I think the local market was crying out for something different, and a recruitment agency that really had the local people at the forefront of their minds. So it's a blessing, I think, to be the newbies and to do that.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I just want to leave my job here and come over there and say, do you have a job for
Join
me?
us.
I want to be the CEO somewhere.
We're changing the game.
No, how has the recruitment industry changed over the years? You've both been involved in this. How has it changed over the years?
It's definitely been changing, and I would certainly say in my years...
Let's say especially for employers, for the recruitment agencies like yourself and those prospective candidates.
Yeah, well, it's obviously markets change in terms of the economy, and things ebb and flow in recruitment all the time. No day is the same, no year or month is the same. So, but certainly when you look at Cayman, the island has just continued to go from strength to strength over the years. The population is growing, demands of employers are growing, be it because they have different regulations they have to adhere to, or, busy periods, and it really has ramped up the demand for recruitment, which is obviously one of the reasons why we launched the business, because we saw that there was a need there. And because of that side of things, from the clients having a real need, it has made it that there has been lots of opportunity for people on islands, but it has also made it extremely competitive. Certain skills being very much in demand, hard to find, therefore you get, great salaries for certain jobs if you've got skill sets that employers are finding difficult. And it really has helped, I think, if you're furthering education or within your job, getting different types of training and continuing on in your career. I'm thinking of a career like compliance, for instance, at the moment. And, you can get various accreditations, and you're obviously learning on the job, and there's constantly new rules and regulations that you have to learn about and upskill on. And that has made it a very competitive space, but a very worthwhile space, particularly for Caymanians, because the demand for jobs is there, and it's not going anywhere. If anything, the world is going to get more regulated, and there's going to be more things to have to do. So if you're young and looking to set out for a career in financial services, it's certainly an area worth looking at.
And I think certainly, sorry Vanessa, go ahead.
Oh no.
The employers on island have always been focused on, trying to secure Caymanians for positions wherever possible. But I think even more so now with the global pandemic, there's been a even bigger sort of push for employers to say, right, now we really need to reassess, how essential is it for us to hire somebody who ticks all of these 15 requirements on this job description, when actually right now we have somebody in our organisation that we can upskill, and I think they've been taking a real look at their current organisational structures, and it's really spurred them on to make those internal promotions and, start to think more widely about the applicants that they're receiving, and so they should. There's some great, motivated, hungry young Caymanians humans here that just want to be given an opportunity and given a chance. And prior to the pandemic, I'm not saying it wasn't happening, but, employers might have been a lot more kind of strict with those requirements and those job descriptions. And now, in a sense, they've been forced to kind of reassess and go, okay, partly having their hands tied, but also to make a genuine effort to now think, okay, who do we have? And let me go back and revisit those applications and really, upskill our local people, which is great to see.
COVID does have an upside in.
Oh, yeah. In some respects.
We can only
Yeah.
say
In some
that on
respects.
this island, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
have to
yeah.
find some good in that.
No,
you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
I want you to, those students who, and I was a former director of one of our local colleges, director of admissions, and sometimes it's hard for students to see where they want to go with, with their education, what they want to study. And a lot of times they miss the point that they're living where the financial institution, the industry is so strong. Why don't I get my bachelor's in finance? But they'll choose something else. They'll go to business-based, general, but something else that doesn't fit the market. What advice would you have for those students who are in college right now, university?
It's a difficult one, because I think in some ways what you study at university shouldn't necessarily have to define your entire life or your entire career. But that being said, being such a small island here in a small market, if you are in university here studying business in some form, I would strongly suggest utilising summer holidays, particularly this year when nobody's going to be going anywhere by the looks of things, okay? Getting an internship. All the big firms here offer these summer programs, and certainly that's one of the things that Chelsea and I would advise young people. Oftentimes businesses like that aren't necessarily approaching us for university graduates, but that's not to say they don't need them. You need to make the approach directly. Those big firms often have summer programs that are very defined, specific internships, but they also do work experience, and it would allow you the opportunity to kind of dip your toe in. Is this a department I'm interested in? From what I have seen, you can often do maybe a summer in the corporate services team, for instance, in a big firm, and then go back over your Christmas holidays or, and be in a different part of the business and realise that you have more interest in something else. And those types of opportunities will help you learn where your interest lies, and then you can kind of further your education, because as I say, these aren't the types of businesses where you can just stop. You're going to constantly need to advance and grow, and I think you'll find that you're able to kind of upskill and upgrade yourself over the years as you find your path. But I certainly wouldn't say anyone that's in their early 20s that your life decisions have to be made now.
Yeah, that's it.
Even getting into a business in a junior role, to be honest with you, I've seen it hundreds of times in my career. I'm sure I know Chelsea has too. You can go in starting on temp covering reception because somebody is off sick for a couple of weeks, and through your dedication and your attitude and everything that you bring to the job, get told, actually, we've a little bit more work to do, but in this team, and next thing, there's a permanent offer. You're working somewhere, and you've started yourself on a career.
And I agree with Vanessa on those points for sure, and absolutely with what you're saying, play to the market. If those opportunities are there, go for them, but also do think carefully as well. You don't want to start a degree and then half a year in decide this isn't for me and then switch, and that can also be quite detrimental to your resume. So try and pick something that you can commit to. When you do make that decision, commit to it, see it through. As Vanessa said, it doesn't need to be the be all and end all, but get that degree.
Great advice from you ladies. I love that. Now, back in the days, we had the first recruiting agency was a company called CI Executive Services back in, I think it was 82 or 83. and I tempt for them.
Did
I didn't get paid. I just started.
You tempt for free.
Wow.
You can come to us if you like.
Because I was learning and I was helping out, and she was using me, to just help, and that's how I got my start.
Wow.
And it was a great experience. A lot of people won't do that for free, but eventually she placed me in a permanent position.
Yes.
And I stayed there for 25 years. So,
right. So you saw the longer term.
This really works. Now, my next question would be, the agency, you have temporary placements as well as permanent placements.
That's right. So we provide executive, permanent and temporary recruitment solutions. Right. And there's lots of benefits to sort of all three aspects or angles, if you like. Of course, with the majority of candidates, everybody wants a permanent job. However, given the current climate right now, and also sort of, as you mentioned, considering how to get your foot in the door with an organisation, for a start, temporary recruitment offers that solution. You can go in with an employer initially on a 3-month maternity cover, for example, and they decide you are absolutely indispensable. We don't want to lose you. You would be great in HR, or you would be great in this area, and we want to groom you and grow you. And as Vanessa said, we've seen this time and time again. So be flexible, be open-minded. Permanent might be your goal, but your step into that organisation is often going to be through initially a temporary position.
Yeah, and the temporary roles can sometimes be less lucrative and therefore be perceived as less attractive. And I'm always trying to encourage people, because obviously temping means you can start things quickly, right? And employers always have an urgent need, whether it's somebody going off on mat leave, somebody being sick, or a project that has a deadline. But if you're in that position of being able to start something quickly and you're not working,
do it.
It's invaluable because, as Chelsea said there, you never, ever know. We can get told something's for a month, next thing 1 month is 6 months, next thing there's a perm offer, and then all the financial rewards and benefits come because you've essentially proven yourself. It's been a 6-month-long working interview, essentially.
And the contacts you make, the networking you can do, the experience you can gain. There's so many benefits to taking up temporary opportunities as well.
Benefits. We have to take a quick break, ladies. When we come back, we'll talk about how your local Cayman campaign.
Yeah.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Bacardi presents One Love Legends of Reggae Concert, Saturday, February 13th at Coral Beach, featuring Mr. Notch and Local Motion 345, Erica Asai, Bonafide Cayman, and DJ Craig, covering legendary reggae music with a lovers rock twist for this pre-Valentine's Day show. Catch the free pre-show from 4 p.m. with the Neverines and Sugar Daddy. Tickets to the main event, $25, available from eventpro.ky or ticket outlets, Coral Beach, Blackbeard's Liquor Stores, Winners Circle, FIS MoneyGram, Funky Tanks, Island Naturals Cafe, and ShopRite. One Love Legends of Reggae Concert is brought to you by Bacardi, Coral Beach, Burger Shack, Supermix, Caymanian Times, and Radio Cayman.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now? Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Business Buzz.
Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's 27 minutes until 9 o'clock until Susan bring you some sweet, sweet music on the breakfast session. But in the meantime, in the studio with me this morning on the second segment, I have Miss Chelsea Flynn and Vanessa Gowan. And they're both recruitment managers, co-founders of the agency. Good morning again, ladies.
Good morning.
Thanks for coffee again. And let's talk about Hire Local Cayman, your campaign. Who wants to go?
Yeah, like
that
when
would
we
be
set up
Vanessa?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Once when we set up the agency, one of our key objectives was the placement of Caymanians. And as we mentioned earlier, our focus is on Ireland. And obviously, we all know 2020 and the crazy year that it was, COVID hit. And everything just stopped. We recognised, you know, how detrimental it was for the island and different industries. Obviously, certain sectors impacted more than others. But for ourselves, that we realised it was never more important than us to really push this mission that we had always had since we set up the business, placing Caymanians. And the Hire Local campaign was born out of that. We all got our heads together and we were thinking, you know,
what can we do?
What can we do? It's our first kind of marketing campaign since we launched the business, and it was obvious to us that this is what we needed to do. And it is as much about ourselves as it is kind of reaching out into the community. We need candidates, so we want people to contact us, to send us in their resumes, so we have the talent available for clients, and then obviously in turn we want local companies to contact us when they have vacancies, whether they are temp or perm, so we can utilise the Caymanians that we have in our database. And that's when we decided to set ourselves this goal. And here we are. So yeah, we've had it launched a couple of weeks. We already had some success. There's been a.
You might have if I ask how many so far?
Well, I was trying to think of this on my way in. Well, on Monday, 2 Caymanians started new roles. Yeah. I'd have to probably take a pen to paper to remember what happened in the other weeks.
But the countdown is on.
Yeah, for sure.
As Vanessa said, I mean, the whole point of this campaign is we say that we want to place 100 local people. That's at a minimum. You know, if we can do more than 100, fantastic. But we wanted to give a specific number to say, look, this is our mission. Join us, you know, not just to the job seekers on Ireland who are looking. So it's twofold. You know, local people, you know, listen, this is a message to all of you. The agency wants to help. We want to help get jobs for 100 local people before the end of the year. That's our mission as an organisation. Second to that, you know, local employers, get in touch with us. We have the local talent available. Oh, we soon hope to have more of it off the back of this campaign. So we want to be able to support both the local businesses and the local people, and hopefully boost the local labour force. That, as Vanessa said, has always been our mission. It's why we set up the agency. But we sat down and said, look, right now, what can we do specifically to make this happen? And that's where Hire Local Cayman was born from.
Are there any specialist areas that you'll be focusing on during this campaign?
Yeah, so our clients fall within the professional services realm. So as much as we'd love to help place candidates into every organisation on the island, we just don't necessarily have the clientele in those areas, so we specialise. So that would specifically be within the financial services space, the legal space. So if you are an accountant, a lawyer, a legal secretary, an administrator, trust professional, compliance, the list goes on. Yeah. Those are very massive areas, as you'd imagine, but at all levels, you know, not just senior level, lower level as well.
Yeah, and outside the kind of more professional services side, businesses of all sorts, but that are needing support staff is something that we would look after as well. Reception, admin, back office, operational staff, HR for any type of business. We would also
love to support
those types of clients too. It's just the nature of the island. Obviously, financial services is the the core, it's the engine, and so that is predominantly, and those businesses have very specific types of things that they're looking for, but not every single job is looking for the chief financial officer or the head of compliance. It trickles all the way.
I'm thinking here, why did I choose broadcasting?
Hey, we might
when
branch
there's
out one
money
day.
in finance. Good money. I'm just kidding. I love broadcasting. Now, if you're an employer and you're looking to hire local talent, what steps should that employer take to begin the process with your company?
Call us,
pick up the phone,
email us, WhatsApp us,
anything.
Or call myself and Susan, and we'll point you in the right direction because we have your number.
We've just been asking with the campaign because we really want to track the metrics on this and see, has this been an effective campaign, so that we can use this to kind of be a kind of sort of a trial for other campaigns that will be very locally focused. So if you can email us, or if you do give us a call and just say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ staff, and let us know you heard about us through the Hire Local campaign. And, a lot of the applicants that we're seeing lately, I think I did 5 interviews yesterday in one day, back to back, local Caymanians who had said, oh, my sister had referred me, or I'd never heard of you guys before until my cousin referred me, and that's great. Because it's getting the traction that we really want.
And the referrals are great, right? Because the campaign that we have, they're real people.
The video.
They are candidates. They are people we've worked with or are working with. So we are getting a lot of messages from people through Instagram of like, I saw my cousin. They just appeared on the feed, and and then they go onto our website and see what we're doing. And we love the referrals. Keep them coming.
Is there a fee to sign up on either side as a prospective candidate or even the employer?
Absolutely
is there a
not.
fee to sign up?
No. For candidates, there's absolutely no fees. Our service provided is totally free. We do charge the clients, so that's a separate agreement, but it never affects the candidate.
And I mean, literally, the candidate, if you come to us looking for a position, whether or not we place you, that day, that week, that month, sometimes it's an ongoing partnership to find you the right role. Within that period, you're going to be able to utilise our resources in terms of careers advice. We'll consult with you on your resume, and we'll be genuinely transparent with you about what's a realistic option for you in the market. All of that is provided free.
Nice. What sort of qualities are you looking for in a candidate?
So the technical skills, the professional and educational background will vary depending on the specifications that come from the client. But on a very, very sort of basic level, every single client that we deal with is looking for motivated, dedicated, reliable people. So if you can exert those qualities, and we can help you prepare for an interview if interviewing is not your forte, but if you can demonstrate those qualities, those are the kinds of things that employers are looking for. Commitment, more so now than ever. If they hire you, they want to retain you. They don't want you to leave.
And having that hunger and, showing up every day, being on time, being respectful, doing the work, working hard while you're there, it does get noticed. And, back on the temping topic that we were talking about earlier, they're the very, very traits. We see it over and over again, and it never matters whether it's an entry-level role or something more senior. When it's those temporary roles, they're the things that senior management teams and hiring managers and team leaders are noticing. And when decisions are made about, do we replace this person, do we keep them, do we offer them permanent contracts, they're the qualities that they look for, because that attitude that you have displayed is going to stand to you.
The second, you have one segment of the job market and then the lower segment, like maybe menial jobs and stuff like that. Do you think at some point in time you'll be able to take on those employers who are looking for employees to fill those positions?
Yeah, I mean, we work with them right now. So the way we structure our team, we're a relatively small company. We essentially have specialists for each particular area. So we'll have a specialist consultant for financial services recruitment, a specialist consultant for legal services, and then myself and Vanessa will tend to focus more on the general or the more junior positions, as you mentioned, as well as temporary. So, you'd be surprised. You're prepping somebody who is less experienced in the employment field in comparison to somebody who might be the CFO of a company. The preparation that goes into that kind of job search is pretty similar. Whether you are a receptionist or whether you are a financial controller, people need support in both areas. Yes, it might be easier if you have XYZ qualifications, you're a CPA and you've been working for 10 years and you're used to interviewing and that sort of thing, in comparison to somebody who's a receptionist coming fresh out of university or has 1 or 2 years experience. But it is a tough labour market right now, and we support all areas, so whether it's junior or more senior.
I'm looking at Vanessa. She was just about to say something. Are you, Vanessa?
No, it's gone now.
It's gone. Take a sip of your coffee. Well, we. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break, quick break, coffee break, and come back. And when we come back, we'll talk about how recruitment agencies, especially your agency, the agency, how do you build your database. But we'll take a quick break. Thank you to our sponsor, Digicel Business, Cayman Medical Supplies, and Cayman Insurance Center.
How can you take your business from good to great and thrive in the new normal? By finding the smartest, most powerful IT solutions to optimize your business operations. And now, Digicel Business Hub is making it simple for you. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Everything your business needs to level up in the new normal. Get world-class IT for your business with Digicel Business Hub. Sign up today. Call us on 623-3444 or visit our website, digicelbusiness.com.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
This is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman. Praise time.
Jesus in the morning. I will. So send me, Lord. I will go. Born again. Thank God I'm born again.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
With Logic, you get more things you do want, like faster fiber internet, more TV, entertainment, and better customer service. And you get less of the things you don't want, like waiting, boredom, and disappointment. More of the good, less of the bad. It just makes sense. Or should I say, it's logical. See what I did there? Call us or go to logic.ky to find out how you could be getting way more of what's good.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. This is our final few minutes on the buzz, and we're speaking with Vanessa and Chelsea from the agency. Hello again.
Hello.
We're so busy chatting again. I almost missed my cue. No, we're talking about I can't remember where am I. We talk so much about so many things. Your database. You have to build up that database
Yeah.
for, of clients and of potential candidates to keep them informed, to make money. How do you keep up?
So the most sort of important thing about any database is it's only as useful as the information you put into it. So regardless of whether you have a database that's 10 years old full of 500,000 candidates, it's not necessarily going to serve its purpose if, you know, you as the recruiter are not constantly in touch with the candidates and working with the candidates. So we don't strive for a database of tens of thousands of candidates. We strive for a database that is relevant, that is up to date, that features candidates or local people on Ireland who are actively seeking work or who have told us, should a position come in that ticks these boxes, I am interested. So it has to be relevant, it has to be up to date, and it has to be full of people that genuinely are receptive and open, whether they are proactively looking or passively looking. That's the importance of a database. Now, how do we build it? It's an ongoing thing. You know,
and that's why you're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Exactly. Yeah, we get referrals, as we mentioned earlier, which are extremely valuable because it's usually people that have been recommended to come to us because somebody has had a positive experience. We use LinkedIn, and people approach us on LinkedIn when they see our branding, because we put out weekly vlogs on varying topics. We write blogs. So we're pretty active on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And then there's the website.
I love your website.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I love
a lot of work went
under the
into it.
resources. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we
and
try.
you guys write everything yourself.
We do it all ourselves. Every piece of bit of information you see out there relating to interview tips, to how to secure a job, to how to ask for a pay rise or a promotion. All of these resources that we put out there for free are written by, you know, yours truly. Every member of our team puts in the effort and the time to add value to job seekers and employers. We don't have the luxury of a huge marketing team to do all of that for us, but I think that's the beauty of it. You know, the feedback that we get is that video I saw you put on Instagram really helped me prepare for my interview, and I'm like, oh, good, you know, because we care. So we try and show that, you know, and give people a genuine, transparent sort of insight into what we do and how they can best succeed.
The best one for me, it was the one about, do you have to do a 2-page CV or more? When do you do 2 pages or more? I love that.
Yeah,
so if you're looking for some tips on how to do your resume, please check out the website, the agency. Now, I'm going to go to all the contact details, but quick questions. What suggestions would you offer to candidates to maximize their chances of getting hired?
Like,
what do we do?
The number one thing I would say is, if you have found yourself out of work or have decided 2021 it's time for a change, is to take a look at your CV. And really, I'm always accused of, I always just bring it back to basics. You need to look at that document. Do you have typos, grammatical errors? Is it up to date? Don't say to present if you've been out of work for a couple of months, because they're the things that people look at and then they're like, oh, they can't start Monday. Oh, no, actually you can. You lost your job in November. So really going back into it and making it clear, uncomplicated, you know, bullet duties and responsibilities. We've all sorts of tips on the resources section of our website, but really making that a beautiful document, we would really suggest, because it's the first thing. Getting in front of an employer, you need the resume, and then it's you can showcase yourself at an interview and wow somebody with your personality. But the CV would be the first thing.
The second thing, make sure your social media, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, is on private. The amount of times we have had employers say, oh, actually, we're not going to invite that person to interview because we did a little Google and we looked on their Facebook page and it was pretty inappropriate.
Ouch.
So be careful with that.
Yeah. And I suppose the other type of social media is LinkedIn, professional. And it's really gained a huge amount of popularity locally in the last number of years. I would encourage absolutely anyone to make sure they have a LinkedIn profile. It's free. upload a photo of yourself. You can list out the jobs you have, your education. You can follow companies on Ireland that interest you. You can follow the agency, and you'll see all our
shameless plug.
All our exactly, and you'll see all our videos. You can follow myself and Chelsea, but that way employers can see you too, and it's an online CV, and it's a professional platform as opposed to your Instagram or your Facebook. And then, like, the last thing would be, yes, of course, send your resume in to us, and we will do our very best to find an employer on Ireland who can utilise your skill set, but also maximise your own contacts. Aunties, uncles, neighbours. They're valuable people that may be able to put a plug in with businesses that aren't going to reach out to the likes of us. Not every business is going to take on our services. So, sometimes you will find, particularly if you're on the more junior side, that some businesses would rather have those interactions directly. So, yeah, really maximising your contacts is a great one.
This is a question for myself. Mugshot on your CV. Would you advise against that?
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common, I would say, locally here. But it depends. I mean, if you're applying through a recruitment agency like ourselves, we standardise all of our resumes that go out the door anyway. That's twofold. It's kind of to preserve your sort of confidentiality in a sense, but also to make sure that any resume that goes out the door is top quality to any of the clients that we're presenting it to, and they expect a certain level of quality regardless. It can't hurt, but I just think anything that you add to your resume, if there's any chance at all that it could be taken a different way, if your photo is looking too provocative or looking, is not necessarily making the best impression of you, even if you personally think it is, I think if there's anything on there that an employer can judge you on, aside from your professional qualifications and experience, probably want to avoid that, right? What that resume is for them to see your professional background, not necessarily to see, are you an attractive person? Or, But again, it depends on the industry. If you're going to work in television, then they want to see what you look like. If you're going to be a model, fine. But I don't want somebody to hire me because they think, Chelsea's not bad looking, right? Or the opposite, if somebody's going to be judgmental based on how you look, but your professional background is fantastic.
I think
what
ultimately, I'm not a fan, and I think these types of things need to be standardised. A photo, whether it's, as Chelsea says, positive or negative, that somebody has a perception of you, I just say stay away from it. Your date of birth, nobody's business. Whether you're married, nobody's business. How many kids you have, your religion. Remove all of those types of things. Your name, address, telephone number and email, so people know how to contact you. The other stuff you don't want to use, as Chelsea said, you may think something is going to be looked upon in a positive way, but that's not necessarily it. So just remove that element is what I'd say. In an interview you can end up having all sorts of different questions and conversations that come up.
You might be trying to show that you are presentable, you look professional, but really in the context of the job, unless it's required for you to look a certain way, which most jobs here are not, it's unnecessary, I would say.
I have 100 questions to ask you, ladies. Believe me, but I'm going to try to keep them short.
Okay.
Your professional team. Let's talk about that for a sec.
Yeah.
The work of the agency. Can you elaborate on the type of training that your staff had to undertake?
So pretty much our niche in coming into the market as this brand new recruitment agency focused on local talent, one of the things that we're very proud of is we hired a team that was already very highly qualified. That's not to say that we don't provide ongoing training, because we do, but the consultants at the agency are all senior consultants. So whenever anybody applies to the agency, they're dealing with an expert recruiter, and that was a conscious decision that we made as a business, because in order for us to service our clients at the pace and at the depth that we needed to, we hired a senior team essentially. So we have a senior consultant specifically focused on finance, senior for legal. Myself and Vanessa will focus on HR, marketing, operations and anything else in between, both on a temporary and a permanent basis. But in terms of training, our team attends, all of the kind of relevant training courses that are offered here, whether that's through the Chamber of Commerce or the
HR Society.
And,
like different conferences. Obviously, a lot of things just fell by the wayside last year, right? There wasn't a huge amount, so things are looking good for the calendar for 2021. Much more going on. So yeah, we love to attend as much local conferences and talks that are going on to keep us constantly in the know with what's going on in different industries that we're working in.
Well, we like us to keep you to keep us rather in the know. So let's give the contact details. Who want to do that?
Sure. So if you are interested in supporting the agency with our pledge to place 100 locals by the end of 2021, we would love to hear from you. Please call us on 743-1771. Again, that's 743-1771. Or you can email us at hello@theagency.ky, or you can apply directly via the website.
Yeah, and we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so you can contact us through there otherwise, so you'll find us.
Anything else you'd like to cover before we leave?
We just wanted to say thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. It's been great.
Yeah.
And for bringing coffee, thank you.
You're welcome. I needed it.
You can certainly come back anytime. We'll take you back next week if possible. Thank you to Vanessa and Paul Silverfox. He just took over from Susan. He wants coffee.
Hi. Morning.
Okay, so next time you have to bring additional cup for Paul.
Of course.
Thank you, Chelsea Flynn and Vanessa Gowan, both recruitment managers, co-founders of the agency. This has been so informative. I want to hear more. So we'll have you back for sure. In the meantime, I want to say thank you very much. Thanks to Trish Langfitch, Director of Media Relations over at Resilience Cayman, our producer, Susan Watson, and of course, thank you to all listeners. Stay tuned. We have Paul just took over from Susan, so I'm pretty sure he's got some great music lined up. And we'll see you on Thursday for another Business Buzz. Stay safe, Cayman.
The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.
Business Buzz is also brought to you by Digicel Business.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice.